Okay guys, go ahead and put away what you were working on. Get out your math notebook and label your math notebook at the top. Today is November 6th. And we have now worked on addition with decimals, subtraction with decimals, multiplication with decimals. What's going to come next? Everybody? Division. Yeah, division with decimals. So label your math notebook at the top, decimal division. After you have labeled your math notebook, I want you to go to Schoology, and I have given you guys a help sheet on Schoology. I want you to save this image so that you can use it on your homework. This is going to be a nice help sheet to look back on for when you're doing your homework in case you forgot, oh, I can't remember what step comes next. This would help you. We are first going to look at today dividing decimals by whole number. And it says here for our steps, divide as if there is no decimal. So there's like multiplication where we divide like normal. Door, please. Okay, if your photo comes up as that crossword, that means our Schoology is not working. So you need to go to the website of Schoology. So ladies and gentlemen, there's no need to ask. If that crossword comes up, we've been talking about it all week now, that you use the website on Schoology then. Tech is working on Schoology, getting the glitches fixed. But until then, we're going to use the website then. And then you should see this picture. All right, so our help sheet tells us that we're going to divide like normal. That was just like our multiplication. We just multiplied like normal, and then we worried about our decimal. Same thing with dividing. We're going to divide like normal, and then at the end, we're going to let that decimal rise up. Okay? When we have our quotient, we will then follow that decimal place up. Okay? What does that word quotient mean? What does that word quotient mean? Charlie? Yeah, the answer to a dividing problem. Charlie? All right, so in your math notebook, you should have your top labeled. Number 1. If I write it up here, you're writing it in your math notebook. All right, so my first step is to do what? What is my first step? Sophia?
Can 3 go into 9?
Yeah, can my 3 go into my 9? So I'm dividing like normal, right, Sophia?
Yeah.
All right, so how many times does that 3 go into the 9? Everybody?
3.
Because 3 times 3 is?
9.
Do I have anything left over?
No.
So now I bring down my other.
9.
What is 9 divided by 3?
3.
Because again, 3 times 3 was 9. I bring down my
0.
How many times does 3 go into 0? 0 times. Okay? I bring down my what?
9.
How many times can 3 go into 9?
3.
You guys are so enthusiastic today. 9, 0. Should be happy it's Friday. More energy. Excited. All right, so my last step then. What is my last step to do then, Maverick? Look at our help sheet. You can look at it up here or on your iPad. What do I do with that decimal, Maverick? I let it rise. So my decimal is right here. I'm going to follow it straight up. Now, if it says let it rise, do I get to go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I like it right there?
No.
Well, but it rises to the top. I brought it up. Why not? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Woo, over here. Why? Mason, why?
Because you supposed to bring it straight up.
Yeah, it has to go straight up. We can't randomly go where we would like. Straight up is where it's going to go. And this answer that I now have is called my what? Quotient. Using those math words, guys. I know we like to just say answer, but we want to use those math words. Okay? If I have it up here, it's in your math notebook. Number 2. I want you in your math notebook to try step 1 on your own. If you don't remember what step 1 was, then look at the help sheet. Raise your hand if you're still working on step 1, and that's okay if you are, okay? Remembering, practicing those math facts, those divisibility worksheets will help you to get quicker at this, guys. Alright. I need about 3 more minutes, and then I can send you a couple. You have a question? You have the answer? Good, hold on to it, hold on. All right, Brooklyn, talk us through this. What's 9 divided by 6, Brooklyn?
1.
Yep. And then I bring down my what?
7.
What is 37 divided by 6?
6.
Because 6 times 6 is 36. And then I bring down my
5.
good. And then what's that remainder come? It would be a remainder 3. In the past, we would write remainder 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we're better than that now, though. And we're not going to write remainder 3. Okay? So if you have remainder 3, you did it correctly for what we knew up to this point. However, we're going to learn a new step now. No more running remainders. Can I do this 6 into this 3?
No. 0.
So I can add, yep, there you go. I can add a.
0.
Can 6 go into 30?
Yes. 4 times.
How many times?
4.
What's 6 times 4?
24.
So do we think there's something better? 5, because 6 times 5 is. Then do I have anything left over?
No.
Okay. What am I done? No. What do I do with that decimal?
Straight up.
I let it rise straight up. Whoop. You have to make that noise too when you do it. Whoop. All right. Now you are done then, okay? So let me say again, do not write remainders, okay? We're better than that now. We're going to finish it all the way through now. All right. Number 3. We're going to slide over. Number 3 in your math notebook over here. Number 3. Maybe.
I don't see anyone.
Number 3 is over here. You're working it on your own first, and then we'll go over it. Writing. I have some friends who are just sitting, waiting for answers. Writing, guys. This is how you practice with me. Raise your hand if you're still working. Okay, good. Feel like you're working hard. You're trying to solve it on your own. One more minute.
There we go. Done.
Yes, Malia. You have the answer?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I have a question. If there's a 0 before, do we keep it or do we get rid of it?
We'll check that. All right, let's check. Can I do 7 divided by 8?
No.
What will go there?
0.
What about 71 divided by 8?
Yes.
What would I get?
8. 64.
Because 8 times 8 is?
64.
marker is.
Oh, you just throw a hook. Terrible.
Terrible.
So you gotta throw away.
All right. When I subtract, then how many do I have left over?
13.
I need to bring down my.
2.
Now what? Mimi? And how many times can it go into it? Did we maybe have a mistake?
Yeah.
What was our mistake? Mason?
You can go higher with the 64.
Oh, look it. When I had this left over, can this number be bigger?
Yeah.
No, because that means this 8 can go into 13, right? Yeah. Mason, how many times did it go into it?
I went into it 9 times.
Very good, sir, because 8 times 9 is?
71. 72. Yeah, 72. 2, 3, 4,
No,
5, 6, 7.
No, because the 9's trick, you put the 8 down at 72. Yeah. I was thinking too.
That's the 9's trick, not the 8's trick.
It's 7, but like the
64. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5,
72.
6.
Everybody on their own right now in your math notebook, write down your math facts for 8. 8 times 1, 8 times 2. Write them in your math notebook now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is hurting us so badly, our math facts. You can stop at 8 times 9. Mason, what was 8 times 9?
72.
Okay, did it work then?
No.
No, but there was a mistake still. Okay, so I'm going to put back here what we had still because we still have a computation mistake. Here's what I had up here. There is still a mistake. Mason, you're not the only one who's struggling with your math facts. Everybody is, okay? And we still have a computation mistake here. What is our mistake though? Alyssa?
You forgot to carry the 10 from the 7 to the 1.
So when you subtract here, so what should this number be? So 71 minus 64 is?
7.
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys learn the process very well. However, our computation is what kills us. Okay? We debated on if it was 8 times 8 or 8 times 9 or 8 times 7. Okay? We had so many different answers there. And then we also couldn't decide on what 71 minus 64 was. Okay? We had lots of errors there. We have to be able to compute. Okay? And this is computation that you've done in 3rd grade. All right, what is my next step now? Brooklyn?
Bring in the 2.
Ooh, my arrow there is not the best. And what is 72 divided by 8?
9.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right, what is my final step? Bring up the...
Decimal.
Do I need to have this 0 right here in my final answer?
No.
No. It's not incorrect if you have it, but simplified, you would not have it there. All right? Again, process. You guys did the process, which is the hard part, very well. Unfortunately, we're struggling with computation. Okay? Our subtraction there, we had some mistakes. In our multiplication, we had some mistakes. All right, in your math notebook, number 4. No, they're different. Oh, different ones. Yep. Working on number 4 in your math notebook. Check your math facts. Raise your hand if you're still working on number 4. Okay, one more minute. I want you to show your answer to somebody in your area. See if you guys agree or disagree, and discuss. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, use your help sheet that's on Schoology if you're forgetting the steps. Look at the other example that they give you. All right, here we go. Can I do 1 divided by 6? It's 0, yeah. Can I do 15 divided by 6? How many? I need to bring down mine. 35 divided by 6? That was Mrs. Bush. Sorry. 31 divided by 6? Good. 12 divided by 6? And then what do I do with that decimal? I bring it up. And done. Show me a thumbs up if you got that one. Nice. All right, let's walk over here. Number 5 in your math notebook. Number 5. Yes, Brooklyn.
I think division is better than multiplication.
Oh, yeah?
I'd say it's okay. Yeah.
Working. Show your answer to somebody in your area. All right, let's check. Can I do 2 divided by 8?
No.
Can I do 24 divided by 8?
Yes.
How many times?
3. Yeah.
3 times because 8 times 3 is?
24.
Okay, I had some friends questioning that. What do I do with that decimal?
Bring it up. Straight up.
Do I have questions on this one?
Some people just get it right.
Ben, do you have a question?
Do you need to put the decimal there if you put the answer?
You have to have the decimal there because are these numbers? Is that the same value? No. On the top one, I don't even have a whole number. On the bottom one, I have at least 3 now. 3 compared to not even 1. It's less than 1. Is that the same? No. You have to have that decimal. All right, number 6. Raise your hand if you're still working. Okay. All right, let's check. Can I do 3 divided by 40?
No.
Can I do 35 divided by 40? No. Can I do 350 divided by 40?
Yes.
How many times?
8.
Because, let's check. 40 times 8.
320. 320.
Can I do 40 times 9 to get closer? Why not?
It'd be over.
I'd be over. Okay. Now what do I do? add a 0, I heard somebody say, because in the past, what would I have done with this 30?
That would be a
It would have been a remainder 30 in the past, but we're better than that now. So I know I can add a 0 here and bring down that 0. Okay? But because I had to add that 0, I need to add a,
Decimal.
yep. Would have been here. Follow it up. All right, what's 300 divided by 40? Use your prior knowledge of right here. Use your prior knowledge.
40 times.
320 was too big, but could I try 40 times 7?
Yes.
Let's check. 40 times 7. What's 7 times 4?
28.
Does that get me close?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and any bigger we know would be too many. Am I done? No, I can't have remainder, so I can add another.
0.
Now, I'm adding another 0. Do I add another decimal? No, you can only have one decimal in your problem. We already have one. Okay, we're not going to add another one, okay? So make sure we're not making that mistake. You can only have one decimal. What is 200 divided by 40? And again, use your prior knowledge. Use your prior knowledge. What's going to get me close? What do we think?
40 times 5.
I heard people say 40 times 5
Oh, that's exact.
because 5 times 4 is...
And now we're good.
And now, am I done?
Yes, ma'am.
I like that you say ma'am. It's nice manners. Now I am done.
I don't even like
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more for this morning. Number 7. Last one in your math notebook. Raise your hand if you're still working. Okay, one more minute. Got your answer, Brooklyn? All right, let's check. Can I do 2 divided by 50? Can I do 24 divided by 50? Can I do 248 divided by 50? Okay, use your math facts of 5 to help you. About how many times does 248 divided by 50 be? Jake? 4 times. Let's come over here and check. 50 times 4 is 200. Could I do 50 times 5 to get closer? No, that'd be too big. I bring down my. And what is 486? Because what is 50 times 9? And when I subtract, what do I get? I get 6?
36.
Okay, big difference there. I had lots of people just say 6. Okay, then what?
350. 7 times. 350. And then you have 10 left over. And then add a 0.
Well done. You guys are doing good. You guys are on a roll. And then I need to have another what?
0.
Yeah. Do I add a decimal?
No.
Why wouldn't I add a decimal yet?
You already have one.
Oh, I already have one. 100 divided by 50 is?
2.
And I take my decimal straight. Am I done? Yes. Good job. I know, phone's ringing. I'll get in just a second.
Yeah.
All right, good job, guys. Do I need these 2 zeros right here?
No.
In my final answer? No. All right, last thing, we have a video to help us. This video is also on Schoology. So if you're needing extra help or you're forgetting our steps, this video contains addition, subtraction, and multiplication. So if you want to watch just the division part, start it around the 8-minute mark. Okay? Starting around the 8-minute mark would give you the division part.
Digit division is always a little
Lights,
hard,
please.
but luckily decimals don't really make it very much harder. In fact, It's only when there's a decimal divisor that the procedure is a little different. If you just have a decimal dividend and the divisor is a whole number, it's really simple. That's because you can just do the long division procedure that we learned in the long division videos, and the decimal point doesn't affect it at all. You just need to make sure that you bring a copy of the decimal point up into the answer line when you're done. So, if you have the division problem, 12.64 divided by 4, you would follow the division procedure as if the decimal point was not even there, and you'd get 316 in the answer line. But then, you need to bring a copy of the decimal point straight up into the final answer, making it 3.16. That's all there is to it, if it's only the dividend that's a decimal number. But what if both the divisor and the dividend are decimals?
And we're gonna practice
Like,
that
what if you have to divide 6.45 by 1.5? Well, the first step is don't panic. As you'll see, this isn't much harder. It turns out that there's a very simple trick that we can use to make it so our divisor is not a decimal number. We can just shift the decimal point in the divisor to the right until it's a whole number. But if we do that, then we also need to shift the decimal in the dividend the same amount to the right. So in this case, if we want to shift the decimal point in our divisor one place to the right so that it's 15, we can do that as long as we also shift the decimal point in the dividend by the same amount, which will turn it into 64.5. And here's the really cool part. If we do this new division problem, 64.5 divided by 15, we'll get exactly the same answer we would have if we did the problem 6.45 divided by 1.5. That only works because we shifted the decimal point in the divisor and the dividend by the same amount in the same direction. And you'll realize why that works if you remember equivalent fractions. Think about the fraction 1 over 2. That's the same as 1 divided by 2, right? Okay, but what if I multiplied both the top and bottom number by 10? That would give me 10 over 20, which is equivalent to 1 over 2. Even though it uses different top and bottom numbers, both represent the value 1/2. They're equivalent fractions. Well, that's what we did in our decimal division problem when we shifted the decimal point in both the divisor and the dividend by one place. We multiplied each number by 10. And since fractions and division are basically the same, we made equivalent division problems. But now, one of them has a whole number divisor. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
That means if we solve 64.5 divided by 15, we get the answer 4.3, which is exactly the same answer we would get if we did 6.45 divided by 1.5. And you can use that trick to avoid ever having to divide with the decimal divisor, even if the dividend is a whole number. For example, if you have the problem 148 divided by 1.6, you can shift the decimal in both the divisor and the dividend one place to the right. Remember, there's always a decimal point even in a whole number. It's just that when you shift it to the right, you need to put a 0 in the place that it shifts past. That gives you the equivalent division problem, 1,480 divided by 16. And since these division problems are equivalent, you'll get the same answer for both. All right, so that's how you can modify all the traditional arithmetic procedures to work with decimal numbers. They can be a little tricky at first since there's a few
Jake,
extra steps
like
that you have to
this.
keep track of when the numbers are decimals. But if you practice a lot and check your answers with a calculator, you'll get it.
All right,
Remember,
ladies and
you
gentlemen,
can always rewatch this video if you need to,
your math
along with the
homework
other
for
videos
tonight
about multi-digit
is a
arithmetic.
Schoology
As
worksheet.
always, thanks for watching Math Antics.
Okay.
I'll see you next
It's
time.
called 7-4.
Learn more at
All right, go ahead and
mathantics.com.
get started now. Math worksheet on Schoology. Go ahead and get started now. Are there any questions? All right, use our help sheet, and you can rewatch your Math Antics video if you need to for extra help. Okay? If you have help, if you need help, the first thing myself or Mrs. Long is going to ask you is to have that help sheet ready. Okay? We want to know that you're using it and trying to help yourself first. Be an independent thinker, be a problem solver, and this is how you are going to grow in math. All right, math worksheet and Schoology, guys.